Hello everyone, this is Roxas1359 and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X HD Remastered. Last time, we traveled inside Sin, defeating Seymour for the final time, and getting to the point of no return of this game. In this part, we're going to be tackling the optional dungeon known as the Omega Ruins, which we ended up going to a couple of parts ago, but I didn't start it. So, starting off, there are chests that are hidden around here. If you get them in the right order, you can get 99 warp spheres. If not, you have to fight salamanders, and if you end up stealing from the chests that are right here, that would become a mimic. Mimics are extremely powerful and will give you a lot of gil if you defeat them, and if you have Riku's weapon, the God Hand, equipped, then it will get you quite a bit of gil, actually. It's one of the gil farming methods. I have the No Encounters armor equipped right now. I use the Omega Ruins to train up to fight Sin, and as you can see, I only went into the first part because I didn't want to, spoil anything. There are a couple of unique enemies here, and don't worry, we will be fighting them because there is a section of the Omega Ruins in which we will be fighting the unique fiends from here. But there are also a lot of common ones that we saw inside Sin, such as the Demonoliths, the Great Marlboros, and other things. So, here I got a defending bracer, but unfortunately I have too much gear. Okay, let's see the name. Cala de Bolg. Cala de Bolg. That is a weird name for Titus's thing. Pretty much one other type of enemy that is inside here, besides the one that we ended up finding beforehand, is a new type of corels. But unfortunately, we won't be fighting those. We also have the Arhirons that we saw from inside Sin. We have these annoying Zarius figures. I think I'm showing here, yep, I'm doing this to show off a mimic. It explodes and reveals a mimic in the shape of a machina. You cannot capture mimics, so do not try. As I said, mimics are powerful. Not too powerful, though. Alright. They also have a boatload of HP, so the mimic cannot be captured. This should get us quite a bit of gil, I believe. Yeah, that got us about 50,000 gil, so defeating mimics is pretty good idea to do things. So let us go now over this way, getting ourselves some more chests looking around. We are going to be fighting Omega in this part. This is just the entire Omega Ruins in a nutshell. There is one chest I do not grab, and that is based off of a glyph that will give us an HP sphere. This is also the area in which you will get the 26th and final Albed Primer. And where is it? Well, we'll be getting the general area where it is soon enough. I do not get it on screen because I forget to. So, we got the turnover. Let's try this one. Level 3 key spheres, and that one is a bad. Now, there is actually a purpose to opening up all these chests in the correct order. If you do so for every single one of these chests that are inside the Omega Ruins, you will get 99 warp spheres, which pretty much warp you to any area of the sphere grid. They're not really necessary for me since I'm not doing full completion, and also I have the AP Tomberry trick, which I showed off inside of the, I believe it was the Earth Eater grinding session I did. So you can notice that there is a glyph right here, but when we touch it, nothing happens. What we have to do is we have to go down over this way and go towards the end of the hallway. Once there will be a glyph. This area right here is where the Albed Primer is. On this wall right here, I'm mashing the X button, but it's not being obtained. Mash the X button on that wall right there, and you will get the 26th and final Albed Primer. Once you do that, go and talk to Rin, and then you will have a full conversation in Albed. Upon doing that, you will get 99 Underdogs secrets, which are a very good item to have, to say the least. But no need to fight mimics. Actually, I realized I don't have the God Hand equipped, so we ended up getting 50,000 gil with mimics when just fighting them. I don't have the God Hand equipped. I have the Iron Grip equipped for capturing fiends, because there are still a couple of fiends that I need to capture inside here. Now here's the glyph that you have to touch. If you go back to the other one and touch it, then it will activate a bridge, which will take you to an HP sphere. So I touch the glyph, but I don't go back. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for some of these later videos inside the project, because it seems like I'm rushing, and in all honesty, I sort of am. But that's because I'm just trying to get through the game as quickly as I can, because I might have a record of beating a JRPG within 3 months. And that's an accomplishment for me. So, let us go over this way to where we will be fighting the first of our bosses, and make sure you have at least 1.4 million gil when fighting this boss. The reason for that is we're going to bribe this boss to go away to get ourselves what are known as pendulums. And we're going to be using those pendulums for item customization later in the game. That's what you would use them for. So, let's go on up. And once we go over this way, we have...
You're kidding me.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet not Omega. This is not Omega. This is the Ultimo weapon, ladies and gentlemen. This is born from Omega's wrath. So what is it that we need to do? Well, for one, I'm trying to see if I can learn something with Kimari from this. So, let's see. Nope. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get one of Kimari's last overdrives, Nova, which you have to use Lancet on the Omega weapon to use. But now let us bribe 1.4 million gil. This is going to take up quite a bit of my gil. So, we're going to bribe 1.4 and 1 gil. Doing this will actually net us the trophy under the table for bribing an enemy over 1 million gil. So, yeah, that's a lot of money to bribe. And guess what? He didn't take any of it. So, we're going to have to try and bribe again. Whenever a bribe fails, do not bribe the same amount. Bribe 1 gil, and only 1 gil each time if it fails, because it will hold on to what was previously held. Thing about bribing enemies that's really good is you can get a lot of items this way, and more importantly, you can get experience from doing it.
Just a shadow born from Omega's wrath.
What, so the main man's still around?
Come on out, Omega!
When we meet, I will send it.
Sounds like a plan. So, let us cut out us doing the faffing about inside the sphere grid. We don't need to see that, ladies and gentlemen. So, just completing the map. There's nothing else besides that HP sphere on this floor. Now, if you're playing the original Final Fantasy X and you get to this part, make sure you have stone-proof items and confuse-proof items, because there will be Great Marlboros up here that you will have to fight. And the thing about Great Marlboros inside the Omega dungeon is that every single encounter with them is an ambush, and they will always first start out by using Putrid Breath, which confuses you if it doesn't put you to sleep. So watch out for that. This was fixed in the international and the HD versions of the game, to where instead we're going to have Adamantoise, Wraiths, and some of the enemies that are unique to the Omega dungeon. So keep that in mind. Or Omega Ruins. Why was I calling it Omega Dungeon? Go down this way though, and we have a Wraith. Remember, Wraiths are also available inside of Sin. So if you need to get Wraiths, You can go inside of Sin to get them. So, that takes care of that. It's odd. There are only 2 ghost-type enemies in the game. The Wraith and the Ghost. The Ghost being in the Chamber of the Stolen Faith. Well, Cavern of the Stolen Faith. And what you can do is, if you wanted to bribe them, you can get 36, I believe at most, Mega Phoenixes by bribing a ghost. I believe it's around 500,000 gil. Bribing is an effective technique for getting yourself a lot of items fast that you need to customize with. However, it is a very costly method of doing things, and in some cases, it's the only way of getting certain items. So, let us keep going up. Omega is down on the right side from right here, so let us go down and take on Omega, shall we? But before we get to Omega, we've got another Adamantoise. Other enemies that are inside the original game that will wreck you inside of the Omega dungeon are the Demonoliths, which are also available inside Sin that counterattack with Pharaoh's Curse. Luckily, I don't need to capture any of these enemies anymore, but the next couple of enemies is where a good majority of this episode takes place in fighting. In hindsight, I probably could have cut out them, but I want to show off just how it is for that. And also, I forgot to cut this out. Whoopsie. So, let us use healing items. There we go. And look at that little guy. Look at him. He wants to stab me with his tiny little knife. He wants to shank me. Meet the Master Tomberry, ladies and gentlemen. They will counterattack with Karma if physically attacked, or attacked with magic, I believe. And Karma does damage based on how many enemies you've killed. So, in this case, that is a lot of enemies Waka has killed. And in Titus's case, this isn't good. Yeah. Titus has killed a lot of enemies inside this game. So, pretty much what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to defeat the Master Tomberry. I believe you're not allowed to flee in these battles at all, so you cannot flee. The other thing to keep in mind that's also good for the HD and international versions is if you need to capture Master Tomberries, because Master Tomberries are pretty rare to find. You can find them in any area of the Omega Ruins, but they are pretty rare to get. So, let's use a Phoenix down on Titus. And he comes closer because he wants to shank me with his tiny little knife. That is pretty much what the Tomberry does. It will move closer to you, and when it gets right in front of you, it will use its chef's knife to instantly kill you. But there we go, Master Tomberry captured. So I got lucky that there are Master Tomberries here because I still need a few of them to capture, and they give you 20,000 experience. And I forgot to cut this part out, my mistake. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. So let us go right here. Where are Waka and Titus right now? They are currently on another part of the sphere grid, and so is Riku. So let us use a mega potion, or a couple of them. I have well more than enough that I need. All right, so let us go down, and after we fight that Master Tomberry, we get to fight another one. Yeah, he wants to come and shake me with his tiny little knife. And we got ambushed, so now he wants to creep closer to me to shake me with his tiny little knife. I love Tomberries, they're adorable. Especially with their tiny little knives. So, we got a Mana Spring from this one. And we get instant karma. That karma doesn't kill me, but it comes close. It does, however, kill Titus. I believe Master Tomberries have 35,000 HP. Or around that. No, they'd have to have more because I do 9999 damage to them. Alright, let us use a Phoenix down. Yeah, they have to have more, so maybe they have around 40,000 HP. Look at him and his tiny little knife and his evil little lantern. Oh, he's coming closer. He wants to shank us. We can't let him shank us. That'd be bad. That'd be really bad if he shanked us. All right. So yeah, they have to have around 40,000 because I think regular Tomberries have at least 20,000 HP. So, great, we have too much equipment again. You can't get rid of the Brotherhood, you can't get rid of the Caldabold, but we can get rid of everything else. So, we'll get rid of... do I want to keep turnover? I'll keep turnover. We'll keep the defending armlet because that's got quite a bit of stuff. We'll get rid of the Silver Targ, the Switch Hitter, the Baroque Sword. We'll keep Override. We need to keep the Phoenix Shield because the Phoenix Shield is what I put on Titus that will eventually become his sanctuary after I screw up in this game. And there we go. So that's 6 items. And we'll keep the Logomon, get rid of the there, and there we go. Perfect. Alright, so what is our next enemy that we're gonna be fighting? I don't think it's a I don't think it's a Master Tomberry again. It might be. And while I'm at it, I might as well go and do more sphere grid stuff, get Waka and Titus close to higher levels because we're coming close to the point, ladies and gentlemen, to where now we're gonna start taking on the special monsters in the arena. And then we're gonna take on Nemesis. Oh, we are fighting another Master Tomberry. We gotta shank him with a tiny little knife. And I think I ended up messing up on this part because why am I just standing there? What am I doing? I think I'm trying to formulate what I'm gonna do to this Master Tomberry because I know it's gonna kill Titus in one hit. So why don't we jump ahead a little bit right now, shall we? Alright, so let us try quick. Nah, we'll just regularly attack. Our strategy is working so far against the Master Tomberry. I keep on wanting to call it Dawn Tomberry, but Dawn Tomberry is what you fight inside of the arena. Oh, that would have done more damage. I could be using my celestial weapons to be fighting them, and I will be using my celestial weapons to fight Omega, because Omega has quite a bit of HP, but I want to keep using my capture weapons, because 1, they have piercing, and 2, I need to make sure that I have enough Master Tomberries for everything I need. So, here comes the karma. Alright. Why don't we use Phoenix down? I thought we were going to use a Mega Phoenix for a second, but I guess we don't have enough of those just yet. Oh, he's coming closer because he wants to shank us with his tiny little knife. His tiny little chef's knife. His adorable little chef's knife. So, let's revive Waka. And there goes the Master Tomberry. So that's 3 Master Tomberries we've captured. Not bad. Alright. So, let us cut out that one. That's the one that I was cut out. I apologize for the other ones. So, let's fill out the map because my OCD is getting pretty strong when it comes to unfilled maps. And this should be the second to last one we have to fight, which is another Wraith. Or 2 Wraiths, I should say. So, this is also good because I don't think I have enough Wraiths as of yet. And no, apparently I do. Okay. I believe if you steal from that chest, that will be a mimic, so I'm not gonna let it. And here comes the doom. This time on Riku. I'm not worried. I have more than enough turns to be able to kill this thing.
See ya!
There we go. So that takes care of the wraiths. And now for one last place to go before we end up fighting Omega. And that is gonna be one special little enemy. So down here we go. No, it looks like we're gonna fight two because we have to fight Gemini. It's my mistake. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for that. I'm not used to being able to commentate this long on a Final Fantasy X video. Normally, I have to, you know, shut up for cutscenes, but we're at the point to where we're gonna have to just start talking, which is gonna be great for me. So, mug this, get a light curtain, and the Gemini's been captured. As you can see, I did this before I ended up fighting Sin, so that's why. All right. Let us mug.
Yeah!
And Gemini captured. So I did this before I fought Sin in its entirety, so a little bit out of order, but hey, better to get to the point of no return and then start doing the side stuff, right? So, time to fight the last of the enemies. This one right here. This demon, which I think looks positively amazing, is basically only exclusive inside the Omega dungeon. Ladies and gentlemen, he casts Stiga first, so why don't we cast Stiga too. Varuna is the name of this enemy. Has, I believe, 20... No, it doesn't have 20,000. Has around 50,000 HP. Very powerful, but there we go. So, that takes care of all that. So, let us go into the menu, change to our celestial weapons. First, fill out the map. So, change to our celestial weapons, put Kimahri in the party, so then we can use him against Omega, and let's fight.
It seems we rate his personal attention now.
And boss time against Omega himself. So, we only have Kimahri in this party for one reason and one reason only. We need him to use Lancet on Omega to learn what would be the final overdrive for Kimahri, which is Nova. Once we get Nova, all of Kimahri's overdrives should be obtained. On this file, since this is before I learned Mighty Guard, I unfortunately I won't get the trophy that it shows when you get all of Kimahri's overdrives. But great. I need to use Kimahri, and it seems Omega knows I need to use Kimahri, so better revive him. And I think this is the attack to where I first get... Nope, I'm close to it. As you can see, I'm close to 99,999 damage, which is the maximum amount of damage you can do inside this game. And let us keep trying until... Boom! When you get 99,999 damage for the first time, you will get a trophy known as Mega Strike. And it seems Omega does not want me to use Kimahri because he fears Catman. He knows Catman is dangerous. He knows. So have stone-proof armor for when Omega uses break on people, and that's really it. Omega isn't too difficult. He's kind of a pushover, actually. Really big pushover, in all honesty. So, here I thought, okay, it's Kimahri's turn, but I wasn't paying attention that Riku got an extra turn. Alright, so, let us use Lancet on Omega and learn Nova. That is the final overdrive for Kimahri to learn. And if you kill Omega, you're not completely screwed out of learning Nova. There is one other boss that you can fight in order to get it. It's just one of the super bosses of the game, so I don't recommend it. And it's the super boss that in the original Final Fantasy X was the most powerful boss in the game. Until the Dark Aeons came and decided, hey, You gotta be more powerful. Oh boy. This is gonna be fun, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting to the point in which I have to fight the Dark Aeon soon. And Roxas is, if anything, nervous. But enough about the Dark Aeons. We're fighting Omega. Doing quite a bit of damage to him. I think Omega has 200,000. Let me check how much HP Omega has. Omega has how much HP? Let us see. Well, either way, we killed him. He has 99,999 HP. Quite a bit of HP, ladies and gentlemen, but we've taken him down. And there we go. That is Omega and the Omega Dungeon complete.
Find your peace on the far plane. Leave Spira to the living.
And quite a bit of AP. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. But you might have noticed that there was a chest inside of Omega's quarters. We won't be grabbing that chest because I just noticed it right now. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end it off right here. This has been Roxas1359. Next time, we're going to the monster arena to take on the unique boss creations that you can fight there. And then we're going to take on one of the super bosses, the one and only Nemesis. See you guys next time.